Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the latest edition of Across the Cavs on February 15th. The year is 2024. We start off the show with a birthday shout out for Cleveland's own from Oklahoma. Played for the Cavs for a long time, four-time All-Star, two-time three-point shootout champion, twice a guest on Across the Cavs. He's Mark Price, well-loved in Cleveland as he should be. Rock the number 25, which now hangs in the rafters. Happy birthday to you, Mark Price. Looking forward to future conversations. Hope 60 treats you well. We got all the picks for All-Star Weekend coming up after this on Network 216. Let's ride. We'll waste no time. 4 events between Friday and Saturday, then the All-Star game itself on Sunday, taking place at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indiana. We'll be skipping over the celebrity game, but watching CJ Stroud play some ball should be fun. He dropped 4 on Jaime Jaquez during his time in high school. We start with Team Powell with 6 of the 7 players being rookies. He's got the top 2 picks from this past year's draft, Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller. He's also got Brandon Pajemski starting over Klay Thompson now. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kaysen Wallace, Bilal Coulibaly, and second-year man, the only veteran second-year man on the team, Jabari Smith Jr. from the Rockets. Tamika Catchings, meanwhile, 5 of her 7 players are rookies. Paolo Banchero, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Keegan Murray, Scoot Henderson, Keontae George, and the replacement. He should have been in anyway. Grizzlies and Bucks locked into a tight battle right now. You flip to Turner. Recording this around 10:30 here on this Thursday night. Vince Williams Jr., he replaces the injured Dyson Daniels. There are 3 players who are bowing out after initially being part. Team Jalen. Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, a Thunder duo with Ben Mathurin, Derek Lively II, Jordan Hawkins, Walker Kessler, and Jeremy Sohan replaces Shaedon Sharpe. A lot of size. The only little guy is Hawkins. They got 3 centers, Lively, Kessler, and Holmgren on a 7-man roster, which means 1 at all times, 2 will probably play together. Shaedon Sharpe, as mentioned, is out. Brings Jeremy Sohan in. And Team Detlef, he's coaching the G Leaguers. Izan Almansa, Mattis Bazelis, Mac McClung, Tyler Smith, Oscar Tshiebwe, the player of the year at Kentucky, now a Pacer. And recent Heat signee, Alondis Williams. Ron Holland was supposed to play. He's out. Emoni Bates is in. He is now going to be in. My pick to win will be Team Powell. I think Wemby's going to be impossible to stop in this event. And I think you add Pajemski, Miller, and Jaime around him. Jabari Smith. There's some good defensive prowess, some athletic finishers. Jaquez has shown some things. Coulibaly is a top-tier defender, only his rookie year. If you look at some of the advanced metrics, he's done a real good job for Washington. So his future, certainly a bright one. He played with Wemby as well in France last year. My second pick has to be the G Leaguers. I just hope Emoni gets his chance to shine. Would love to see them at least make the second game so he gets some extra. Him and Mac McClung have proven against NBA ballers that they got some game. For Bazelis, a chance to show why he'll be one of the top picks in next year's draft. Haven't heard much about Tyler Smith personally. Tshiebwe's played well in the G League. Alondis Williams, kind of a veteran of the G League, spent some time with a couple NBA franchises in recent years, so could bring some nice leadership to the bunch. But this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. There's no question. Some really cool names are going to be getting out there on the court for Rising Stars. Again, I think with Wemby alone, you're going to be unstoppable. Then you add Miller and Pajemski. Look, a team with Paolo, Ivy, Duren, Keegan, Keontae George, 6 and counting here in his game tonight. Vince Williams, a playmaker. This team is dangerous. Team Tamika, Team Jalen has the size, but they don't have Wemby. And I think Victor Wembanyama is the one you want in this event, this game. So we're going with Team Pau Gasol's squad will come away victorious. Starting off Saturday night, you got the Skills Challenge starting off at 8 p.m. The team format continuing for this year. It's Team Pacers, which is Halliburton, Mathurin, and Miles Turner. It's the number 1 pick squad, Wemby, Ant-Man, and Paolo against the All-Stars. Scotty Barnes, he's in the event again. Good luck on your layups. No, Scotty Barnes, an All-Star this year. Congratulations. shown a lot of growth. Toronto is certainly not going anywhere anytime soon. But good to see Scotty playing well. Tyrese Maxey of the Sixers and Trae Young of the Hawks. This event is very hard to predict. The top picks are favored to win. I'm going to... They have the most talent, even more perhaps than the All-Stars. 2 of the 3 top picks are All-Stars. Wemby's only a year away probably from getting into the All-Star game. I'm going to go with the Pacers, though. The Cavs won this 2 years ago as the home court guys. I'm going to go Tyrese, Benedict, and Turner to win. It's an interesting format. You got to make some shots, do the right things. That's going to happen. We got an update, 98-96 Grizzlies. We'll see if we finish the pod in time to catch the ending on TNT and Max. 3-point shootout. Malik Beasley, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, defending champion Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, and Donovan Mitchell. Woo! Karl Anthony Towns and Trae Young. Dame is the favorite. Don, Cat, and Markkanen tied for the worst odds. Lowry played well here last year but couldn't win. No Warriors in the event, which is a surprise, but there will be a bonus event added. There are 4 events on Saturday night this year instead of the usual 3. I'm going Donovan. He only shoots 35-36% compared to some of these other guys, but he can get hot. My backup pick is Malik Beasley. I think he shoots a real good ball. He's had some impressive performances for the Bucks, finally back in a rotation this year. So for the bias sake, I'm picking Donovan, but my non-bias other option is Beasley. Malik Beasley's my number 2. Curry versus Ionescu. I'm going Sabrina. It is going to be awesome. The odds not yet out. It's going to be special. Sabrina had 37 last year, the all-time record. The conversations that led to this event, extraordinary. Both players, or specifically Steph, clamoring for it, got a lot of attention. Now it's happening. This should take place around 9:45 Eastern. I got to go Sabrina. Went to a bunch of Liberty games. Steph is Steph. He's had 4 straight games of 7+ threes entering tonight's action. And if we look so far this evening, he's just 1 for 5. You got Pods and Clay and some others picking up the slack, both shooting and in other areas. So this one might look a little different, but I'm riding with Sabrina Ionescu. She broke the record last year for any 3-point shootout, men, women, any level. She went nuts. She's an incredible shooter. She's on the cover of 2K, and I'm riding with Ionescu, the Kobe RIP protege. So that brings us to the dunk contest. Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez, Mac McClung, and Jacob Toppin. Ain't no stopping Jacob Toppin. That only works with Obi. McClung is the favorite. Jaquez has the worst odds. Curious to see who can outdunk McClung. It's tough. He couldn't get slightly better competition, but Jalen, a high flyer, but doesn't necessarily have the skill set. We've never seen fancy stuff from him, but we know he's got bounce. Jaime has some bounces shown at UCLA. Jacob Toppin's brother is Obi. They got the same genes. I'm going with the favorite, Mac McClung. It's hard to pick against McClung with this competition. My backup pick would be Jalen if McClung doesn't get it done. Obviously, we only consider the number 1 favorite, the favorite. Mac attack. Hopefully gets an NBA contract. Been playing with the Osceola Magic. Hasn't had that NBA break yet, but think he absolutely is deserving of that NBA break. Because how dominant you have to be in the G League for an NBA team to say, hey, come on over. Because players get called up and they shine. But what does it take? Right? What does it take? I think McClung has what it takes. If we just take a quick peek at his age right now, Mac is still just 25. Young man. I'd love to see him on an NBA roster. McClung has bounce. He can electrify. Worst case scenario, a team is struggling like Memphis, just bring him up. They've done a real solid job finding 10-day players while everyone's been out. So maybe McClung is a future addition. He's with the Osceola Magic. He could go anywhere, though. Last pick for the All-Star game. You got to pick the East, right? Don is going to be there. Donovan Mitchell would have won MVP a year ago if Jason Tatum didn't put on a superhuman performance. Donovan was the number 2 right behind him. An All-Star MVP would tie him to LeBron and Kyrie in Cavs lore. He's done so many wonderful things for Cleveland already. The Cavs beating the Bulls after trailing by as many as 17 a night ago. Donovan playing a massive part as usual. But hopefully next year we get Craig Porter in this Rising Stars event. Thankfully we get Emoni Bates, who's the late addition. So there's a Cav every night. You know we got to get that Cav action going. So I'm riding with the East. The rosters are stacked every year. They're going back to a regular format. No more Elam ending. Let's just hope we get a competitive game that's not 199 to 198. Because, yes, there's more scoring in the NBA, but need a little defense to really make it fun. That's it. We're going to recap all of that. We got Team POW for Rising Stars. We got the Team Pacers for Skills Challenge. We've got Donovan Mitchell for the three-point shootout. Sabrina Ionescu in the step versus Sabrina shootout. Dunk contests. Mac McClung to repeat. And then in the All-Star game, riding with the East, Zach White's with you across the Cavs Network 216. And make sure, if you're a fan of homage clothing, shirts, sweatshirts, jerseys, we got codes. Check the bio. Check the information in the post. We got you covered. You got all the goods. Seasonal, pop culture, sports, the collab that you know you want. Zach Weiss, across the Cavs, Network 216. Happy All-Star Weekend. Follow along on Twitter. We'll be posting all weekend long with picks, analysis, and real-time reactions. And on that note, I bid you all adieu.